Good morning, NewsBYTEs. Today is Thursday, March 16th, 2023. My name is Cypress, and this is NewsBYTEs Canon Free for 23.
Welcome to NewsBYTEs. My name is Hunter, and wow, Cypress, I love the idea of Canon Free for 23. No offense to Mr. Cannon, but last week's All Canon episode was a bit much.
I know, right? Hopefully the whole news crew actually films their videos so we can keep Mr. Cannon out of this episode. Mr. Cannon will still write our scripts, right? Won't you, Mr. Cannon? Please?
Of course he will. We're reading it right now. To kick off our show, let's check in with Andrea for What's New Code.
Que tenido Code, ayer fue la excursión al Instituto de Arte de Minneapolis. Habrá otra excursión de Necode el 12 de abril a un juego de los Minnesota Twins. Y ese también es el día de la recogida de materiales para el cuarto trimestre. Además, la apreciación del maestro llegará pronto, así como las pruebas de MCA. Para más información sobre todos estos eventos en su correo electrónico semanal Newsflash. What's new in code? Yesterday was the field trip to the Minneapolis Institute of Art. There will be another Nicode field trip on April 12th to a Minnesota Twins game. And that's also material pickup day of quarter 3. Also, teacher appreciation is coming soon, as well as MCA testing. More information about all of these events are in your weekly news flash. Check your emails.
Field trips, pickup days, teacher appreciation, testing? With all this going on, make sure your family checks out the weekly Newsflash email. Don't want to miss any of the fun.
You're right, Hunter. I don't want to miss any of the fun, especially MCA testing. I got my number 2 pencil ready to go.
Good to hear, Cypress. But seriously, who writes this script? I'm excited for MCAs, says no kid ever. Anyways, while you get your pencil sharpened and your test eraser quality ready, then the rest of us will check out this week's weather.
Welcome to MegaByte Weather. The theme for this week is up, up, up. We start the week at a cool 25 degrees and climb all week, ending with a high of 47 degrees next Thursday. There will be a chance of snow today and a chance of rain or snow showers next Thursday as well. But on the bright side, Saturday looks to be sunny. Back to you.
The month of March always makes me think of math. So today I decided to share some fun facts about pi. Since Pi Day was this past Tuesday, March 14th, which is also Albert Einstein's birthday, by the way. Pi, named from the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet, is an irrational number, which means it can not be expressed as a fraction for any integers. 3.14 was not always known as pi. It was known as the quantity which, when the diameter is multiplied by it, yields the circumference. It is much easier to call it pi. It is an endless stream out to 1 billion digits. It would reach from New York to the middle of Kansas. And yes, this has actually been tested. Akira Haraguchi, the world champion for memorizing pi, recited 100,000 digits from memory, taking 16 hours and 30 minutes. And just last year, Google Cloud set a new world record for digitally calculating pi, calculating it to 100 trillion digits. There's an entire language built around pi. It is called Pilish. The number of letters in each word match the corresponding digits of pi. A software engineer named Michael Keefe wrote an entire book in this language. I hope you were able to celebrate pi this week by eating a piece of pie, writing a haiku, or writing something in Polish. Finally, a pie joke for you. What do you call a snake that is 3.14 feet long? A python! You know, I could go on and on about pi, but pi does that all by itself. So I'll cut myself off there. See you next week.
Hi there, welcome to Origami with Rashad. Today we'll be making a Origami Fox, one that looks just like me. Okay, so for this project, you will need a piece of paper. You can usually it'd be recommended to use a piece of paper that has one white side and a different colored side. But if you don't have paper like that, it's okay. You could just use a crayon and color one side of your paper. You're going to also need a marker and scissors. That's extra. Okay. First, if you are using a rectangular piece of paper, you will need scissors to cut it into a square. And when you color it, I recommend that if you're coloring it, I recommend that while you're coloring your paper, use it on a bumpier surface. It gives your paper texture, and then when you're done, your fox has texture. Okay, now it's time to start the folding. So first we're going to fold it in half into a triangle. Then we're going to reopen it, flip it over, and flip the paper the other way. And then you're going to and then now you should have X-shaped paper. But now we are going to close it again. Go back to our triangle. And now we will bring our corners up to our middle line. Just do it with both sides. Then your paper should look like this. Now, what we're going to do is, with it like this, we're going to fold it in half. So now we have triangles on two sides, and we should get 3 flaps. We're going to take our first flap and bring it down halfway down our triangle, or until we can't go no more. But make sure that it still has an angle to it. Second, what we're going to do is we're going to take this middle flap and we're going to sit straight up, put our finger inside of it, and flatten it. It's going to flatten downwards. So now look, we have a fox face. And now for the tail. For the tail, all we're doing is just taking the back of it and folding it until it aligns with the bottom of the fox. And now we have a full fox, but it can't see, it can't do nothing. So that's when we take our marker. Doesn't matter which color. You can even have different colored eyes and a nose. So all we're doing is just coloring in some eyes and a nose. And there you have it. You got yourself a Origami Fox.
I'm going to make a few dad jokes in this. Sorry, but it's going to be quite apparent. Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because it was feeling crummy. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Thank you.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's episode of NewsBYTEs. Cannon free for 23. We made it, Cypress. No Mr. Cannon in sight.
I'm surprised. He always seems to find a way to get himself on camera.
Thanks for watching. See you next week. And remember,
take a bite out of learning, or in my case, this delicious webcam.
hey!
Thanks for watching. See you next week. And remember to take a bite out of learning, or in my case, my delicious script. Delicious.
Wait, it's still recording? Oh, snap. Turn it off. Yeah, turn it off.